Hey nerds, Jim here. I'm here to introduce the monthly genre recommendation. This month, June, is fantasy. We have a whole slew of recommendations from the nerds, everything from Willow, Sword in the Stone, Lady Hawk. But without further ado, here are the nerds.
Hey guys, Bobby here with my genre recommendation for the month, and it has got to be Labyrinth. There are so many movies from my childhood that I've tried to watch today, and they are just awful. Labyrinth is not one of them, though. It's just always going to be one of my favorite movies. For that, I give it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. I mean, it's just a great fantasy movie. I think it's probably my favorite, not counting Willow. But I will say that if you do not know the lion's mane that is David Bowie's hair in Labyrinth, there is something wrong with you.
Hey guys, this is Haley with my genre recommendation, and it is going to be Lady Hawk, an amazing love story about a man and woman who are cursed, and she is a hawk during the day and he is a wolf by night, which means that they cannot be together. And the couple is played by Michelle Pfeiffer and Rutger Hauer, so it is awesome. And one of my favorite parts of it is Matthew Broderick. He's totally the comic relief. It's a medieval story, but the music is totally awesome, unfitting 80s music. My brother-in-law doesn't like the movie's soundtrack. He likes the movie, but he cannot listen to it, and I don't understand why. I love music that doesn't fit into it, and I think that's what makes this movie great. Go check it out. I'm giving it 5 Nerd Skulls because it is such a great love story.
Hey there guys, Cubby here with my monthly genre recommendation for you guys. This month was fantasy, so I have to choose The Sword in the Stone, the classic Disney film from the 60s. It's one of my favorites growing up. It just always struck every chord with me. It's the story of King Arthur and how he came about. Starts with this lowly squire. You don't really know what's going on with him. His backstory is kind of a little bit of a mystery. And then as you find out, he turns out to be King Arthur. He pulls the sword out of the stone and gives it to some people unwillingly, like not really unwillingly, just doesn't know what he's doing. And boom, turns out he's actually King Arthur and he's a little kid and he has to deal with learning about magic, learning about being a king, learning about all these other things. It's a great tale of how to grow up, especially when the world is pretty much just thrown on your shoulders and you have to deal with a lot of other stuff. They present it in that great classic Disney fashion of, you know, great songs, great music, cool like battle sequences between crazy people that are transformed from animal to animal. They just do magic really well. If there's one Disney movie I want them to remake it with like cool CG, 3D, whatever stuff, it's definitely Sword in the Stone. It's one of the more underrated Disney movies out there, and you definitely need to check it out. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
Hey guys, Brandon here. When it came to the fantasy genre, the pick was easy. It had to be a Terry Gilliam movie, but which Terry Gilliam movie? And ultimately, I went with The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. I think that best represents his grip on the fantasy genre. I mean, Terry Gilliam's an incredible director to begin with. I love everything that he does, and I love seeing fantasy through his eyes. But I think Baron Munchausen really captures just the core of Terry Gilliam and all of his artwork and everything that he does. This movie is great. I mean, it's a whole movie about stories, about a guy telling the stories about him being the real Baron Munchausen, and then find out it is. And you get so many different aspects, so many different types of fantasy in this movie. I mean, I could sit here all day saying awesome things about Terry Gilliam, but if you're a fan, you need to have seen this movie. You need to watch it. I give it an easy 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.